What up, guys? I'm Ben. This is Talking Board Games, and you guessed it, we're going to be talking Tiny Towns. So, Tiny Towns is by AEG, and I must say, AEG, well done. The way that you promoted this game leading up to release was phenomenal. It's basically a smallish box family game, and everyone was so psyched out of their mind to get this and play it. And it's justified. A lot of people are really digging this game. But well done. As part of that, promotion, I pre-ordered a copy and got it into my friendly local game store, Game Grid. Thank you. May 10th, which was the Tiny Towns Day, and you had all the live streams and stuff going, and a lot of fun. Well done. So, Tiny Towns. What do I think? We'll get to that. So I've played the game a couple times now. So yeah. Anyways, the way it's played, Tiny Towns is this abstract puzzle of a game. Basically, when it's your turn, you name a resource, one of the 5 in the game. All players, bingo style, will select said resource and place it onto their board wherever they'd like. Play passes. Next player names a resource. Collect resource, place it. Eventually, you're going to be building patterns with these resources that match one of the patterns on the 7 available cards that are laid out in front of you, including your special card. And once you've built said pattern in said orientation, you get to place said building onto said board. That's a lot of saids. Onto your board. And yeah, that's basically points for you in the game. So that's it. You play until eventually players are not going to be able to play anymore. Your board's either going to be full of buildings, which would be phenomenal, but not possible. No, I don't think it's possible. Or you're going to have a board that is filled with buildings for the most part, and a number of misplaced cubes here and there that can't really be used for anything. At that point, you are out of the game, and play will continue until there's no one left. And that's it. You'll score your buildings and see who wins. Very simple, very straightforward game. To be honest, like the rulebook, like just watching review videos and stuff is enough to be able to sit down and play this game. So that's pretty neat. Now, what are my thoughts? How do I like it? Is it as good as everyone says it is? Well, first, the spatial puzzle here is really, really good. I can't think of any other game off the top of my head that does this spatial grid puzzle to the extent that this game does. I say that because I've played the game a couple times now, and I still, for the life of me, cannot do anything other than orient that pattern in the same orientation as I see it on the card. Because it's okay if you flip it and spin it, and as long as the pattern remains the same, you're good. But I can't do that. I just can't wrap my head around it when it doesn't look exactly like it looks on the card. So I still have a long ways to go before I master this game. And that's cool. Especially for a family weight game. So kudos to the spatial puzzle in this game. Really, really good. Next is the fact that your turns are really quick and rewarding. So your turn shouldn't take more than 20 or 30 seconds, right? Comes to you, you know what resource you want to finish the building that you want to finish, you name it, you place it, boom. And the reward comes in the fact that almost every 3 or 4 turns you're going to be finishing a building. And that's cool. You're going to watch these resources stack up and then wipe and then place a building. Watch the resources stack up, wipe, place a building. And you get to see this little town grow right in front of your eyes. It starts as this 4x4 plat of nothing and ends in this tiny little bustling city with all these various buildings and how they're interacting together. So it's, really, really rewarding as you see that happen. I'm sorry, guys. That's as far as I can go on the positives. I feel really bad. A lot of people enjoy this game, and it just didn't quite resonate with me. Is something wrong with me? Well, many people tell me that, but really? No. So let's go ahead and talk about why this game hasn't quite clicked with me. First, it lacks any sort of long-term planning. The way that the resources are presented to you, whether by the players or through the variant of the cards, you have no control over it. You're kind of just at the whim of destiny. And that doesn't let you, say up front at the beginning of the game, oh, I want to try and do this. Because odds are you won't be able to do it. You're going to be reacting to, what the game presents to you. Just that's just the way it is. It's not really possible to do anything else. So, not necessarily negative, but I wish that, I don't know. I wish that you could go into the game saying, I want to try this time. Or look at the cards and be like, that's what but you can't. At least not very successfully, in my experience. So, next is the player interaction. There's not a lot of it. There's pretty much zero. This is a very much a multiplayer solitaire game. Sure, argue that the players are, influencing which resources come up, and I may say, but not really, because you're just looking out for your own resource. I really love Azul. It's another spatial puzzle game, and it sings with me. Both editions of Azul, the stained glass and the regular. Because those games, you have turns where you assess the board state or the tiles that are out, and you have turns where you're going to do less for yourself than you could because it is going to impede your opponents more. And that's fun. It's not necessarily take that, because you're still doing what you can to help yourself, but that added decision space, and you don't get that in this. I would hope people don't do this, but you could sit there and look at all the other players' boards and go, he's really close to finishing that building, so I won't name that resource. And she could use either this one or that one. I guess I'll say this resource. I'll do stone. Yeah, stone, because neither of them need stone. But at that point, I probably don't need stone. And so it's best just to build what you need, and not, the game would just drag if you did that. So, not a lot of player interaction. Not horrible, but something I wish it had. And lastly, I don't really know how to phrase this, other than saying the game is missing some sort of additional challenge. You have this phenomenal spatial, puzzle as you're Tetrising these things in and trying to maximize your points, and that's really good. But it feels like what you are trying to do is too easy. With 5 resources, I play a lot of Euro games that, really tax your brain on a lot less than 5 resources. But the way that these buildings are set up, every building's going to need 3 to 4 resources on average. And for the most part, those are going to be 3 to 4 different resources. So you're not going to have, a lot of stone, wood, stone. Going around the table, you're going to get most of the resources in any given round. Given that you have a 4 or 5 player game, 6 player game. And you can build what you want to build fairly easily. You're not stuck. And this kind of contradicts what I said earlier. But I don't know. Like, I want to be harvesting the resources or something. It's just, the resources are just given to you, and they're given to you almost when you need them. And everyone is useful. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe later in the game it does get tighter and it's harder to build what you want to build, and that's where you're going to get locked out. But that happens really quick. Those last couple of turns, you start not being able to place a building, and boom, 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 you're out. The majority of the game is not that way. So, I don't know. It's just lacking. Maybe it's my Euro brain that just needs more. I don't know. But the bright side, AEG is phenomenal at supporting their games. And I'm really, really looking forward to what you do with this. If Smash Up, Mystic Vale, and Space Base have been any indications of games that you're running with, this one's going to have a lot of content, a lot of variation moving forward, and I'm hoping that a lot of these issues are resolved, making this more my type of game. With that said, the game is not bad. It is a very good game. You can look at the plethora of positive reviews, great remarks, and buy with confidence. This is a game that I'm betting that you will enjoy. Whether or not you love it, I don't know, but I'm sure you will enjoy it. And with that, I will be hanging on to my copy of Tiny Towns, and we'll see what happens. I'm hopeful. Anyways, thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this, even if you tolerated this, if I could get you to give me a like, share, subscribe, one of those things, I would love it. And I'm talking board games. I love interacting with people. I love expressing my thoughts and feelings on games. So, comment below. I'm happy to respond. Follow me on Instagram, interact with me there. If I can't play the games all the time, at least I can talk about them. That's kind of my view. Anyways, thank you for watching. I look forward to, put more videos out. But in the meantime, thanks and see ya.